Pick Central is back. Good to be back. Good to have anything with a good back. I wouldn't know because I'm in fucking shambles. Joined by Smitty in the top left corner, Marty Mush, Big Ev, myself. Brought to you by the Barstool Sports Book. You got a lot going on. You got people hitting into some gross shit out in the British Open. You got baseball. We got live win totals. We got odds on Ohtani to be traded. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. There's a million different things to get involved in responsibly at the Barstool Sportsbook. Win Total Wednesdays, the NFL futures. Take a look, get involved, do it responsibly. It's super enjoyable. Makes the games that much more interesting. If you're into that, Barstool Sportsbook, go check it out. I wanted to touch on. I asked Ev. Oh, all the ghosts coming back this week.
Yes.
A lot of dozen chatter.
Yeah, I would know. I'm retired, but
Not retired. Your Skip won't let you retire.
I'm retired. I don't think Skip wants to play with somebody in a wheelchair, but that's the way it's going right now. But I already touched on this with Ev. Quick headline, and Smitty as well. Who leads the league in triples right now in the MLB, Marty?
Ohtani?
Yeah, that's fucking insane to me. Maybe I'm like over. I don't know. What?
Why?
Just that a power hitter like that is also hitting a rare occurrence in terms of triples. Like he's that fast. The fact that he's that fast, it's just I know. I don't want to turn into an Ohtani.
He's not even that fast. He
Sucking
just
thing,
glides
it's just
through the
he's-
fucking
Long strider.
He's
fast.
a long. He
It's
glides.
crazy.
He's
The guy's
fast,
just
obviously.
everything he does is unbelievable.
Nothing surprised me anymore because he's so.
Yeah, he really is that good. And that clip of Francesa being like, Yankees are lucky they didn't get Ohtani. That's just peak.
Yeah.
Peak. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't write it. You couldn't write it better than that.
Was he looked at like everyone knew he like pitched and hit, but was he looked at as like this good? Or
I think he was
Yeah.
like a
Was? I
major
don't
major
remember.
sign from everything I remember hearing early on. It was like, oh, this guy from Japan, Ohtani, he's supposed to be unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't think it was projected to be the greatest baseball player to ever live,
Yeah.
but
But I'm saying
I think
like,
it was pretty
I think-
established top 5 in the game.
I think
Oh,
it
really?
didn't get the buzz
Yeah.
that it probably should have because he was so limited on where he was willing to go. Like I think
That's
if he opened a broad stroke, all 30 teams are like I'm up for any of them. I think it would have been a much bigger deal as opposed to he said out the gate, I'm not playing for the Yankees, not playing for the Mets, not playing for the Red Sox. Really not
Yeah,
playing. I'm not playing East Coast at all.
Can I ask
Yeah.
that question?
I want to play for the Dodgers. I'm pretty sure, like big market.
Why wouldn't he do that? I know it's completely pointless and he's never going to sign with Pittsburgh Pirates, but I would like to see a 5-star hotel in Pittsburgh, maybe get the best steak. I would have done all 30.
They wouldn't have paid him.
To fly out?
no, he's not going to fly out.
Wait,
You're telling me when he came out and he changed it up,
You're just asking for the freebie.
100%.
Oh, just
100%.
Oh, I mean,
when you were
I don't
getting
care about
like,
the
why
five
wouldn't
lost
he?
steak.
Why wouldn't he
Party.
say I'm open to sign anywhere?
Because
and now he
he's
does
not
all
Rico
30.
Bosco and wants free stuff. He wants to play for a team. Wants to play for.
also that free T-shirt that they give him is getting thrown.
Oh, I'm not saying free art.
When he
That's a
signs-
shot.
when he signs
You're
for
still
the-
mad about the Knicks. That's a shot. You're on a 2-minute timeout.
You don't put me.
What
on.
else? Yeah.
I don't answer to you.
What I'm saying is, he goes to Pittsburgh. He gets the 5-star hotel. He gets a couple of nights. They probably take him to like, look at how we've recruited
Bro,
people. Or
I
take
don't want to go to Pittsburgh.
Addy the Bat. He went to Elton
Yeah.
John. He comes to Chicago. Nice sign. Like, you're telling me you wouldn't want to go?
I don't want to go to Pittsburgh and get a 5-star hotel.
All right.
Yeah,
If you
I don't
told me
know how
right
this.
now-
I don't know how this would sound, but Ohtani in Detroit or Pittsburgh is like laugh out loud funny to me.
Yeah, it is. If you
Yeah.
just told me
It
right now,
just
And I know
is.
he has no intentions of going, but he's
No.
milking him for the visit. I don't know.
Imagine.
I would have extended it to a little bit more. I would have gone and seen and see a couple
honestly,
cities.
honestly, Ohtani anywhere in the AL Central.
Yes.
yeah, but I'm
Like
offering
the Royals,
you-
like the Twins.
I would have seen a
Okay,
couple of cities. Let's just put it that
I
way.
just offer you a one-night stay, 5-star hotel, good steak dinner in Pittsburgh. You going?
Actually, it's funny. I've done that before.
Yeah, I'm telling you though,
Pittsburgh.
right now, tomorrow, I'm sending you there. You gonna go? I think I might pass.
Yeah, we got good pen
It's
property.
far. Pittsburgh's
We
far.
do,
It's like
but
5
Pittsburgh-
hours.
I know it's a pain in
Yeah,
the
the,
ass to
the
get
food in Pittsburgh.
I haven't seen about-
I went to the U.S. Open there with my dad and my girl for Father's Day. I bought him tickets, and it was in Pittsburgh.
to. Yeah, but that's
We
nice.
we went into a nice hotel, had a nice. We went
Nice.
to,
That's
we
not
went
a shot
to, we
against
went to Ruth
Pittsburgh.
Chris, so I weirdly have had that exact experience.
It's not a shot
does
against
have a bar
Pittsburgh. Just
that's
a
only
5. It's a weird time to get there. Like 5 hours. Not like I don't know.
It's almost
annoying.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally like on
You
the
know,
border.
it's all It's like not Pennsylvania. It's West Virginia and Ohio.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
that's definitely
It's its own thing.
My dad tells the story all the time. Him and my mom went to a wedding, Black Tux wedding, which he was mad at because the groom's brother was down to a wife beater by like cocktail hour. So he hated that. I got to pay for a tux and you're not honoring the tux thing. They're in the financial district. They get served a piece of chicken cutlet with like melted American cheese on it for dinner. My dad's like, goes to my mother, hey, I want to go to the bathroom real quick. And she goes, bring me something back. And they're outside in a tux and a gown eating McDonald's at fucking 9:30 at night in a fucking wedding in Pittsburgh.
On you think that you should never take off your jacket?
I think at your wedding, if it's your wedding and you're in the wedding, you shouldn't take it off. If it's your wedding and you're in the wedding, you shouldn't take your jacket off at the wedding.
Even when you're dancing.
When I'm a guest, you could take it off.
Even when you're dancing and you're sweating.
It's your wedding. It's a one thing. Think about what the girl goes through. $3,000 for a dress, probably more. Earrings, makeup, pictures all day. They're never gonna look more beautiful than that.
Yeah, but
you can honor it by not. At least do it this way.
It's your wedding.
Yeah, it's your wedding.
It's your wedding.
Don't go down to a fucking a wife beater or a tank top.
No, not that. I'm saying just taking the jacket off and having your undershirt under.
I didn't hate it. If it's hot, it's hot. I gave Frankie a little bit of a pass on that. I saw Frankie was a jacket off guy.
I think he's the only one that could do whatever he wants.
As a groomsman, you're not going like keep the jackets or shirt suspenders, like no jacket.
Nah, I try to keep it on.
Not me. No, it's not a problem.
I think we all like when I went.
You feel
boys,
restricted dancing.
By you're on the dance floor. I'm in just like shirt, few buttons down, suspenders. That's it.
Yeah.
Taking the tie off.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
the one I went, I had to wear a bow tie. Fuck out of here! I wore that all night.
This guy.
Man, I'd love to see you in a bow tie.
I'll have to find pictures. I look good.
Probably
I've been a groomsman twice.
I actually think you'd look better with a bow tie than a tie.
Actually, I probably did because the one they gave me for the second one was too small.
Oof.
So it was short. So when I took pictures, I had to keep my jacket buttoned when everyone else didn't because mine was just way too short.
My brother forgot his bow tie that came with everybody else's from my wedding, and the minute he showed up, I spotted it right away. I'm like, is yours a little bit different than everybody else's? And they're like, no, he forgot it. They lied to me, my dad, because he knew I was like cracked out on my wedding. And my dad and my brother were like cracked out, like mentally, not actually cracked out. They were like,
to clarify,
they like lied and they stopped at a place and picked up a bow tie on the way in. So
I'm already telling my dad of people who cut from my wedding. I've got too big of a wedding. Family. Real quick.
Well, I have Ohtani's odds to be traded.
Real quick though. PSA: everyone check your mail. Always check your mail, because my license was a day away from being suspended. Because I didn't check my mail. And I just need everyone to check your mail because you don't know what you're missing sometimes. All right? That's just a life lesson. I'm an email guy. Not even really.
Checking your mail in like a city or even like Hoboken or Jersey City is a lot more forgetful than the suburbs. I look forward to checking my mail.
Yeah, when you have your own
walking
house.
out.
I think we need to bring back
taking the dog out.
Yeah.
It's a daily thing.
I think we need to bring back catalogs as well.
Are you looking for your mail?
You reminded me my license expires. I'm in 2 months on my birthday.
There you go.
Let's bring back let's bring back East
16-year-old
Bay.
picture.
Let's bring back East Bay while we're at it.
Same picture.
Mine did too. It's going to expire when I turn 29. It's my 16th birthday.
Ohtani's odds to be traded, which I do think they should trade him. We touched on this. The value, a lot of commenters were saying on Hot Ice as well. You're never going to get the true value that he's worth, okay? And I agree with that. But you know what value you're going to get and what that value is? It's a lot better than zero. And they are prepared to get zero for him if he leaves L.A. And it's no guarantee that he re-signs with the Angels. So I'm prepared to go get something. Now, I think it's even worse that they botched it in the two different ways they could have traded him. Last deadline and this offseason. So now we're going to go through a third one, and we're not going to get anything for him if he leaves. And I don't think you have enough to win a World Series anyway. I know that's difficult to say with him and Trout, but it's like Trout's hurt again. I don't know. I think they got to trade him. Either way, Dodgers and Yankees are both the favorites at plus 350. Phillies at plus 500. It's weird that they jumped out, Smitty. How did that? Am I crazy with that? That's correct, right? Philly plus 500. Boost out.
Dombrowski has a hard on for trades at the deadline. So if there is a way that they could possibly get Ohtani some way, somehow, it really hurts that Andrew Painter, their number one prospect, and also like top, like I think 10 prospect in majors, just got announced yesterday that he has to get Tommy John. That don't help. But if there's a way that they can possibly get Ohtani by selling the farm, I think he'd do it.
How many years? How many years you have Harper signed?
Until like 2060.
I think it's like 2000.
Yeah.
It was a 13-year deal when he
Dive.
signed.
It's one of the longest deals in Major League Baseball. I'll be like,
is there any shot?
I think when
I don't even want to say it. I'll get dunked on. Is there any shot Harper goes back in that deal?
No shot.
No.
That the Angels, I got it, but that the Angels are like, we need something.
As you said, you
It
got
would be
it.
Trey
No,
Turner
there's
before
no
Harper.
way. They don't want
What?
a
It would be
superstar.
Trey Turner going before Harper. Harper's in Philly. He's locked in. He's
That
locked in.
makes
None,
sense.
none of
Trey
the
Turner makes
Turner,
sense.
None of the big money guys
The
are
Angels
getting
don't need.
Harper,
The Angels don't want. They have a.
They don't want big money.
They have a
guys in
superstar
return.
right now. Why would
want
they want a
prospects.
superstar back? They want
Prospects, young good
guys
players, yes.
right away.
I got it.
Like for
Maybe
that,
like a
for the
stock.
I
Phillies,
guess I was saying a guy to pair. You could
Like,
still
stop maybe.
You could still pair a guy with Trout
Stoddard
and keep
Alec
him
Baum.
in
I
contention.
still don't think they send over any starters. Like for them to get Ohtani, they might legitimately sign over the entire Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Like just give them the team.
This is why the Yankees kind of do have. I know they kind
Hold
of
on, real
do
quick.
have it.
Mets at 6, Mariners a shocker at 8, Braves 12, Padres
You have to
12,
Hold me up for that.
Giants 12. Just giving the odds.
Yeah, well, guys, the Yankees have that because they also have two guys right now that are major league ready for them, and that's what they kind of want. They want like obviously your best prospects, but these two guys are very young. You don't have to pay them for a while, and they can start right now. But I want to ask you guys a question. Ohtani, everyone's like, you should trade him. No matter what, you should trade him. I agree. You should get as much if you don't think he's going to come back, but they're 4.5 games out of the wild card. I'm not saying that they're a World Series team. They're 4.5 games out of the wild card, and this guy they're having is on pace for a historic season where they're going to get a ton of ticket sales for the end of this year. Are they trying to just business-wise? What?
Well, yeah, you say ticket sales. Like
What?
I'm not sure the fan base out there.
I think
Is that-
for a
is that electric?
historic season, where if he starts to go where Judge did last year, it definitely helps them, their organization and their fan base.
Yeah.
100%.
I think they need to get back to Mike Scioscia days where they actually like win a title for
Well, of
them to
course, I
be-
wish they can do that, but
Yeah.
they're also without Mike Trout, they're 4.5 games out of the standings. Do you think it's a definite they should trade him?
I do.
No, I don't. In fact,
Yeah,
it
Smitty's
would be
team ride it out. He thinks they should
It'd
ride
be
it out.
surprising if they trade. Now, like I said before, it's a lose-lose situation. If you trade them, you're not getting the value that's deserved. But if you keep them, you got to re-sign them because you'd be lucky to make the playoffs. And even once you make the playoffs, you're probably not going anywhere. So you have
And
to re-sign
any
them.
other
or it could be a
GM
win.
that can make this happen is going to be a fucking hero if they get a trade. Like,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
They
good
are,
for life.
The Angels are in such a bad contract.
Horrible spot.
Oh, horrible.
Like
They-
they've
they-
swung. Honestly, I almost could make you almost could make an argument that the Trout situation is almost worse. In that they're like he is how many more years? A ton of more years in his deal. He has chronic back problems. You're already seeing that like he's still a great player, but even this year he's batting like 250, 260. When has he ever batted that low ever?
No,
I think we're already in a spot where like you have Rendon's and they signed him 200 whatever million has done nothing. He's a borderline non-factor. Trout's you're already seeing him like fall a little bit because of his back problems. That's only going to get worse. Chronic back problems don't just magically get better as you get older.
And they don't have any other like.
They have
budding
nothing
stars.
else.
Yeah, Moniak is like a good, nice player, but they have nobody. They have mismanaged the last 10 plus years of this franchise, arguably worse than any other franchise in Major League Baseball. I mean, you look back to the Pujols contract,
Yeah,
which was awful.
horrible.
Then you got
Pujols was
Rendon.
really bad.
Like they got no like real pitching outside of Ohtani, no budding stars, nothing in the farm system that's like ready to go. Like it's embarrassing, and to the point of, hey, yeah, I might as well keep them and let it ride and see if you can sign them. I wouldn't trust them trading away them. Like, do you trust what they would get back for him with the way they've managed this team?
It's totally fair. The reason I argue you have to trade him is because even if you do re-sign him, like the team is still the roster's in shambles. How I see it, the way I see it, like even like this. I mean, this is the best they've had. They picked up some guys like Renfroe, a couple of guys, whatever. Like guys like Tyson and decent, but I mean, they stink. And they have some like very elite talent, but they've declining elite talent besides Ohtani. and he's shown like even one guy that's maybe one of the best player we've ever seen is still not enough to carry your baseball team to playoffs.
Worse ownership or management, the Washington Commanders, Redskins under Dan Snyder, or the Angels?
Well, theirs is more like
Snyder's. Yeah.
it's Snyder because they've more. I mean,
you got to put the Knicks up there too.
yeah, but there's been some bad all, but I would say.
Also, the Clippers had that scant. Yeah, there's a lot of guys with.
I guess I'll defend the Angels' ownership in the sense that, to my knowledge, they've had no like sexual assault allegations
Right.
in their front office.
The Angels are just incompetent.
Yeah, they're just bad at their jobs.
Redskins and Commanders are incompetent.
Yeah, they're like
and
horrible
scumbags.
people as well. They're like horrible
When you
people
look at
and bad at
Washington,
their
they've been
job.
incompetent as fuck for the last 10 years.
Well, yeah, that's why they're worse. They're incompetent and they're scumbags.
And they've been probably incompetent longer, low key.
Yeah. Washington's been really bad.
I mean, like they haven't been, they've had to couple. They've had the RG3.
Even as a
which was
kid, I'll be
1
honest.
year.
Even as a kid, I don't remember Washington being any good.
The best. I mean, they've
The fucking RG3.
they've drafted
was the only
D-line
time.
good recently. That's it.
Rico,
I mean,
they haven't had an 11-win season since 1991.
Yeah, that's when I was a kid. 87.
I wasn't even born.
That's
Me and Marty weren't born
unbelievable.
yet.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
My parents weren't even married.
Again, the only time I've ever think of them good is when RG3 was like.
It was 1 year.
And I know.
And they mismanaged that. They fucked that up.
I know.
They played him in a playoff game when the team that wasn't going to win Super Bowl, and they cost him his whole career
His leg was.
for his leg for one playoff
sue?
game that they lost.
He Suk.
Please show respect to Mark Brunell, who set the record for most completed passes to start an NFL game. Average ADOT was about 2 yards, but he did it. About 22 completions in a row.
I like Purnell. He was Coughlin's guy in Jacksonville before he came to the Giants. Shout out Coughlin, a Pro Football Hall of Fame finalist this year.
Yeah, we'll touch on
Probably gonna get
Coughlin
in.
with the Giants. That's
All-time coach.
That's the next one. But real quick,
Good out to you, Tom.
current win totals for MLB. The Braves are holding 61 current wins. Their over/under is 100.5.
Over.
I don't know how you can say under Braves.
Yeah, they just don't lose.
If you're playing I'll put it this way: if you're playing the under that, you're going like this the rest of the season, and you're praying to God.
Look, the Braves' arms are getting a little tired. A little bit. They lost 2 straight. 4 straight. They've lost 4 straight with 2 of the
Four
White
straight.
Sox.
2 straight.
Yeah.
Wait,
Panic
Yeah,
time.
true.
They lost 4 straight.
True.
Panic time.
They'll be fine. I mean, why I would go under there is because they're not in a fucking goat race with the Mets this year or any other competition where they need 102 wins, 101 wins to win the division. Once they get to like 92, they'll probably like call off the Hounds a little bit.
How much are they up right now?
Enough.
A
10,
lot.
9.5.
It's over.
Then the second place?
Philly?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think they're minus 25,000
it's
to
locked up.
win
Yeah, it's locked up.
or 2,500 to win.
It would be one of the all-time collapses in like all of sports, or like ever.
I wouldn't say that because it's not even August yet. The all-time collapse was in the Mets 2007 when you guys were up 7.5.
100%. And then they did it again in fucking 08. That's how bad they were. The Reds are at 51 current wins. Their over/under is 81.5. So
Under.
I want to look at how many games are left for the Reds. Does that mean they only have to play 500 ball?
Probably about that.
That's what they are.
They're a little above.
I
500.
don't hate that though. 51 and 46
won
puts
last
us at 97.
The Reds are not good.
You got
They're not bad.
2 games left.
Not bad. They're not good.
Yeah, you know
You
what?
could say that whole division's like.
I'll take the Reds over. I would take that over. Yankees at 50. They're at 85.5.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a pride thing for the Reds to get over 500.
Yeah,
Yankees will be over 85.5.
that's crazy, dude.
Right now, they need to do something real quick, though.
You're betting that. You're just betting on Judge to come
They got
back.
97
Well, he
games.
was running
timely
yesterday.
manner. I didn't see him running,
He
but
was running yesterday. If I saw him run, so that's why I said
They got 65 games left. You're telling me they got to go 35 and 30? Or 36 and 30? They got to go 30. They got to go 6 games
I mean,
above 500.
if Judge came back in the next like 2 weeks, that's not.
That's
like,
a team with
crazy.
Judge and Bellinger in my head.
Schedule. I mean, that take your Yankee fandom away.
85 and a half.
Royals-
86
all right.
wins. 86 wins ain't getting you to the playoffs.
All right,
boys.
Royals and Mets.
probably not.
Royals and Mets, you're probably getting 5 in a row. Okay? That's a good start. Then you go Orioles, Rays, Astros, White Sox, whatever, Marlins, pesky, Braves, Red Sox. You got the Nats, Rays, Tigers, Astros. It's
It's not that bad.
Blue Jays, Diamondbacks down the stretch.
Some good teams mixed in there.
Red Sox, Brewers.
That's every team, bro. There's
I know,
like
but it's
four
not
bad teams.
It's not like
There's like four really bad
just as
teams.
many bad teams as I listed. I listed good teams. I don't know. 6 games over 500 is hard. Orioles at
I don't think
58.
it's that you're acting like 6 games over 500 is that hard.
It's not that hard, but it's.
I mean, well, I'd say it's that hard considering the way
Right
we're
now,
playing
it's
right now.
horrible. We're horrible.
impossible
It's
to-
the
it's
worst
actually
we've ever looked in.
We're not impossible division
Don't
right this
look
second.
at this guy, man.
through 100.
Don't put the camera. Don't give him the
Through 100, you've gone 3 games over 500. Through 60, now you got to go 6 over.
This
It's
is
all
also-
it's
a math
all
thing.
Aaron Judge based.
It's not a math.
All
thing.
Aaron
It's
Judge
Judge.
slash
It's
like
a math
trade
thing. It's
trade
Not a
deadline
math
pieces
thing.
based.
It's a Judge playing.
Orioles.
Is Judge playing the math thing, Rico?
No, Orioles at 58, but Judge playing affects the math.
Yes,
My
it'll
math
go
is
up.
you have to. You were
It'll
3
go up.
games. You went 3 games over 500 in 100 games. Now
Without him.
he wasn't out the whole time.
He was out most of the time. He was out.
We've been dog shit
Stints.
since he's been out.
What was the Yankees preseason over under?
A lot, probably 90.
I think low
93?
low 90s, yeah, like 91 maybe. Something
They're
like
always,
that,
it's always
92.
gonna be high.
We stink.
We stink right now.
What was I gonna say? Orioles at 58. They're at 91.5, and the crazy one still is the A's 27. It's 49.5. They're just so putrid. I'd probably take the Orioles over. I think I like the way they're playing.
The Phillies last time I checked were over 88.5 preseason. That was right around where it is. I'd take that over. I think they're winning 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing really good ball.
They are playing very good.
Okay.
Yankees preseason was 94.5 overall.
Jesus Christ.
That's embarrassing.
Mets, Padres 93.5, 92.5 respectively.
That's more embarrassing.
That was
That-
such a
that's-
depressing sigh from
Oh,
Big F.
It's in. I've watching this,
Man, not
this
even
Angels
close.
series has been.
And I think I
saddest
said
that-
it.
Close.
I think I said take the Mets over because they're not playing the East as much. So like on paper we were supposed to be pretty good, and you thought Verlander and Scherzer would be okay.
You guys are way more embarrassing, but when I was watching the Angels, it was.
Yankees being in last place is pretty embarrassing.
Now, honestly,
we have
we've
a
been
better record than
we've
you.
been embarrassing as anybody the last like few
You
weeks.
can't say last place though, because listen, last places does not mean anything in the AL East.
I honestly, I've been this team's beating me down. I don't have the energy to defend them anymore.
Oh, it's horrible.
Marty, it literally means your last place.
Yeah, I get it, Smitty. I'm not a fucking moron, but
I'm just
when you
not-
say last place, it's better than a lot of the still in the MLB.
Yeah, it's better than first
it
place in the
realistically-
Central, but
There
you're
you
still in
go.
last
So like
place.
that's where it's like people say last place. It's like I don't really care about last places. We just suck right now, but we're still 3 games above 500.
It's always the Yankee fans that do the spin zone, like, oh, last place is a good thing. But if there's anyone else,
Did I
they'd be
say it was a
clowning
good
them. They'd be
thing? Did I
clowning
say it
us.
was a good thing?
It's a joke.
They say it was a
Throw a
good
foot
thing,
around
Met
both.
fan back there. Never said it was a good thing.
So it's kind of the similar thing where like the sports fans like it's kind of the how like every other team will be like, oh, like how dare you say 27 rings, where any fan base who had that they would wave around like a
100%. The
They
Mets
don't even say it.
The Mets are
You
like
should say
saying
it
they're
more, to be honest.
the Mets are saying they're back now. These fans who like they are burning jerseys in the fucking parking lot, saying they're back.
All right.
That's how stupid that fan base is.
We're really-
Mets is one of the dumber fan bases in
Sewer rats.
far.
That's
What really matters is
They have no cohesion. We're at least all Goombats together.
Yeah, they're sewer rats. I'd rather be.
They're like they're just like
Sir.
they're a clown car.
You're talking like sewer rat's a bad thing. You ever seen Splinter?
Master Splinter.
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
He's a rat.
he's in Ninja Turtles. Yeah. I think I'm probably gonna fuck this quote up in this reference, but I think when I put my head on the pillow, I'm just gonna thank God that I'm a goddamn New York Mets fan. You could take your 27 rings, and did I screw that one up? Anyone get that reference?
He wouldn't have said God. He would never have taken God's name in vain like that. But
Not he. I wasn't going for a
no,
he.
I don't know.
I got you, Rico.
Yeah, I don't
It
think
was Gonzalez.
I don't know it
that
off
one.
the top of my head, but
No, I got it. It was pretty
It's good enough. It was close
Good
enough.
deep cuts. Deep cuts.
That's not a deep cut.
That's not a deep
that's
cut.
a
That's
most
legendary.
famous video probably here.
Deep cuts. What exactly was the quote? Give me the quote now that it's out there.
Never wake up a
Just play the
goddamn
video.
I'll be thankful
fan.
I'll never wake up a goddamn Yankee fan.
was a
Red Sox
Boston
fan.
fan.
Unbelievable.
Fuck you.
Unbelievable.
Was
All
it
right.
the next day that Frankie mansplained
Yeah, it
baseball
was
to her?
wild.
'Cause that was awesome.
Wild. Saquon Moles sitting out basically says if they want to watch what kind of or see how valuable I am, I'll just say fuck you and not play. Reegs went over the top here and being
He's
like,
an asshole.
oh well, how dare he say that? How else is he supposed to show his value of not sitting out?
100.
This is a power play. And
Also
don't
didn't
say
say he was gonna
he's the
sit out.
only guy to ever do this. Emmitt Smith did it. And as much as you want to say the decline of the running back and, we could just pop another guy in there, the Giants still rely on the run game, I feel like, a lot to protect Daniel Jones. So a guy like this does have a lot of staying power. Now, if somebody did this on the Chiefs, they'd laugh at him and be like, hey, we'll plug another fucking guy in here. You're a dime a dozen. A good running back, a solid running back, matters more to the Giants. Am I crazy to say that?
Well, no,
I think Saquon has a little bit more leverage here than people think.
I even think putting him as solid is even just underselling him. And also just to clarify,
rock solid. You're right. Rock solid.
I'd say like elite,
elite.
But it just annoys me the way, which this is kind of obvious, it's like media stuff. He just uses the term like "fuck you Giants" out of context, and all of a sudden every quote tweet, every headline's Saquon says "fuck you" to the Giants.
We know how that works. So
Yeah, we're in the game. We get it. So like we're in the business. But we
got people here who take fucking quotes out of context.
Yeah,
they get their living.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we get it. Where it was just annoying me.
Shout out to Cali boys.
He was so I thought he was very respectful in the way he handled it, and saying he was like, I could say "fuck you Giants." And
yes.
The thing is though,
well, no, this is something you're right. In all seriousness,
respect, he was like, I could say that he was literally saying how I don't want to do that.
I was talking to my brother about this one time. I didn't see the clip live, and then I went back and watched it. They twisted words to LeBron to say something of like Kevin Durant said something about it being a toxic locker room can like downfall it or something like that. He didn't say his name. He didn't. However it was, the media tied it and then went to LeBron and goes, what do you think about Kevin Durant saying you were toxic? LeBron was like, what? Like, it was so out of context of how they wanted to flip it and how they can now get a reaction, and that's the storyline.
Yeah, but
the media's been fucking shit forever.
LeBron James, known liar.
Yeah.
the thing is,
I probably screwed, like, there's pieces of that story I'm just using
I got you.
however it was. But put it this way, when you watch the clip, he did not say toxic. Like, nobody said it.
Rika, you say like the media now, though? The media now is just Twitter burner accounts make shit up. Like, you have the NBA Central knockoff accounts or, like, NBA Legion, like Hoops Legion, stuff like that.
Yeah. Ballsack
like,
Sports is a prideful entity.
I mean, honestly,
Draymond Green fell for a fake
like,
KG quote yesterday.
We are. I mean, we have an account like someone writes a blog, they get tweeted out by the main account. It has millions of followers. That like Saquon sees that, like big names, people see it all over.
which Riggs' blog was stupid to me.
But those are opinions, Ev. They're not trying to, like,
Listen, wait,
No,
cut me off every time I
the-
talk.
because he made a good point.
Every time you talk,
He made a
you
good
say
point.
something.
He made a good point.
Yeah, but we'll get to it. You don't.
No,
just
I would have
keep
forgot about it.
going off for me every time.
You're going to talk about long attention spans? You do not have a long attention
I'm
span. I had to
talking,
touch
and
on
you
that.
just go, "Oh, you're right, Ev." It's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You said it 6 times. Holy shit!
Marty, go ahead,
Every
go ahead.
time I've talked.
Go ahead.
Listen, Riggs, what he said was moronic because when he's saying Saquon's an idiot for saying all that, it's like both sides are completely right. The Giants, I don't think we should have paid him. I don't think we should have done it. For him to do what he's doing is also right because he should sit out or talk about sitting out. Also, if you listen to the clip, he said, this is what I have to think about doing. He also said, if you know me, this is not something I would do. If you know my teammates, I'm going to probably play this year. Like, listen to the whole thing. And, like, especially, I understand the clips, but, like, isn't Riggs a Giants fan?
Which is weird.
Where I was like,
I don't know how he ever became a Giants fan.
what the fuck are we talking about here? Because both situations are right. We talked about running backs are the least important position on the offensive side. It's just what it is right now. And so the Giants do what they do. The Saquon's doing what they have to do. And that's just what it is right now. But I also get people saying, when you say fuck you, probably could have worded it better for himself. Shouldn't have said fuck you, Giants.
But what he said was correct.
I get it, but you have to also know your Saquon Barkley. When you say fuck you, Giants, no one listens to a word you have to say after that.
Yeah, no, it's fair. I think Riggs is more. I think he genuinely believes they just shouldn't pay him. I don't think he was taking like a hard hard stance in terms of like making like a good blog headline. I think he really believes they just shouldn't pay him. He thinks they should just like go with Eric Gray or like we drafted Eric Gray in the 5th round, running back from Oklahoma, who's probably pretty good.
Giants, I say fuck you to my teammates and be like, you want me to show you my worth? You want to show you how valuable I am to the team? I won't show up. I won't play it down. And that's a play I can use. Anybody knows me knows that's not something I want to do. But like it's something that crossed my mind. It's like I never thought I would ever do that. But like now I'm at a point where it's like, Jesus, like I might have to take it to this level. And like, am I willing? Am I prepared to take it to the level? I don't know.
That's a
That's
rational
something I gotta
guy.
sit down and like,
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah, it's a
sit
smart guy.
talk to
Smart
my
guy
family,
going
I
through his
gotta
decision
sit
He
down and
is,
talk to
yeah.
my
He's
team.
he's
Also-
not. He's never. Also, he's never done a thing to be like outlandish.
No.
He has no record of acting like a maniac.
He wants to be a Giant. He like, wants. And I consider him as he's a guy I want on the Giants because like he's
100%.
through and through. He's been through the bad times. He was a huge part of us like starting to step into the good times. I mean,
So now,
he wants to be a part of it. Like,
Todd, can they fix this? Can they get him a deal, or is he franchise tagged?
so no, I
Can
believe
they get a long-term deal that they're both happy on?
So I believe he would have to do the tender, but they could do like an extension kind of thing, like on it. I believe. I even want someone to fact check me on that in the booth, but my understanding is that I think would have to play under the tender, but he also could sign like he's 10 million, 10.1 million guaranteed.
Right.
But say he could sign like a year where they also give him like a signing bonus. They basically make up for it.
He's also
like,
gonna
tack a few more million on, do whatever they do next year, like
He's
whatever
also
the
gonna
contract
sit
is.
down and think about this and just be like, all right, I could get $0.
God
at
damn it.
10.1.
What?
No run first inning, Diamondbacks and Braves just cashed. But guess what it was?
Immaculate.
It was an immaculate
You
inning.
didn't play it?
Immaculate
Oh
I didn't play
no.
Plus 650.
So let's
Damn.
yeah, that's a good. We'll get. We should we do that?
Well,
'Cause I guess the game started.
real quick about the media misrepresenting everything. Did you guys see C.J. Gardner Johnson's apparent quotes about being asked if Philly, what's the best and worst thing about Philly? And he said the worst thing by far is the
people.
Talk about the media just taking that out of context. Go and watch that.
I did watch it.
Why? What was
I
the
know,
exact? What did he really say?
He said it verbatim.
He said fuck. He said
He said no.
fuck
He said
them.
no. The people are trash.
He said they're trash.
horrible.
I was gonna say. I was like, I
like
thought
that
I
guy.
watched that.
Oh,
I like
This guy
that.
paid him $5.
Wait till he finds out who they build statues of.
It's like, come on, man.
All right, my least favorite thing
He says fuck it.
is fucking obnoxious and fucking I can't stand it. Fucking
It's like,
Fucking obnoxious. Fucking can't stand him.
favorite
Games.
thing.
And then his
I
favorite
say,
thing was the Phillies' weather.
yeah, the weather, which is insane. Absolutely insane.
The weather?
Weather.
It's either
Like, I
too
fuck
hot,
with the
swampy, or
weather.
too cold.
It's like the worst weather ever.
Everyone knows
Wild
that they
take.
love that Philly weather.
People come to Philly for the sunshine.
Wild take.
Unbelievable.
Also, that
Look,
guy paid him $5 for that.
dude, the guy, he's got to be a psychopath because
That's
he had his
hysterical.
car stolen in Philadelphia. Okay, like I might leave a bad taste in your mouth or whatever, but I guess Grand Theft Auto only happens in the city of brotherly love. But this guy,
Well, Philly's tough. You got to remember that you got people there who are willing to smack somebody up and spend the night in Rikers. So
I'm not. familiar
That's
with
another
it.
deep.
I got that
another
one.
deep cut.
I got
Go
that.
ahead,
Okay.
Snake.
Who was that
Okay.
one?
This guy-
former employee.
Maybe like
Yeah,
3 hours away
you
from
think it,
Philly,
yes.
Oh, God.
but fuck it, I'll spend the night in Rikers. Okay. got
CJ
it.
Gardner Johnson, ever since he was traded for, was unanimously and universally loved. Everybody gave him so much credit and hype and love. Like I can't fathom him had taken away that impression of the city and the people. But
I mean,
whatever.
Philly, they are scumbags.
It's-
whatever. No one likes us. We don't care. Who gives
Yeah.
a fuck now?
Which I like.
Like your own players.
But he's
all
he's
you do, Smitty, is tweet nice things about him on Sunday, and he shits on your character.
Yeah. It's like
Oh, like
Fletcher
this,
Cox.
okay.
Like I'm blocked by Fletcher Cox on Twitter. I go back, see what I said over the past 10 years. I literally compare him to a god and say, like, take my leg if you're hurt, like, not yours. Like, I don't get these guys. Whatever. Still love you and support you.
He talks to Brandon.
Oh, it's a Mississippi
As a
State.
Mississippi guy, I'm saying that's crazy.
Yeah.
You have to have some. We have to like a meeting of the minds. Get this resolved.
That's the first time that phrase has ever been used using one of those names.
There.
Smarts versus Hearts. You could pull that up. My game already started, so I guess this is a perfect scenario for this kind of competition. This is a little bit of Smarts and Hearts. Obviously, my heart's with Gallon. I love Gallon. But you cannot put the D-backs at plus 170, even against Strider, even against the Braves, even on the radio. So like on the road, I should say. So it's a little bit of Smarts and Hearts here with the D-backs plus the 170. This would get me out to a really, really nice lead.
It's 170?
Yeah. I know he hasn't been great on the road, and Strider's been pretty good, but like
You gotta lead these
this
keep
is the
going
way we
for
got to
it.
go. Clemmer put in Taiwan Walker over 16.5 outs, -125. That seems a little low to me.
It's against the Brewers.
Yeah, it's against the
I
Brewers.
like that. I mean, Taiwan Walker's been pitching his balls dry recently.
He
He's
has.
been giving great starts. So I don't hate that at all. Now the Phillies win, that might be tough because Corbin Burns shoves it down our cocks every time.
Jesus Christ.
That's why I took the Brewers, ladies and gentlemen. The Brewers money line plus 105. Corbin
Holy
Burns
shit.
has been a stud. What are you holy shitting?
Colin, our sportsbook just tweeted out. I got the notifications. Colin Morikawa hits a birdie putt while nearly getting smoked by an errant shot. If you
Yeah, I
watch,
saw that.
it putts. It's like rolling, and he jumps. It's fucking wild. Take a look at this. I don't know if we have the access to it here. I'm sorry. It stopped me as he was saying it.
Oh,
Watch him
shit.
jump. Yeah,
I see it like come
fucking
from like
nuts,
behind
dude.
him.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm on the Brewers money line plus 105. Burns has been very good this year. He's been like historically very good against the Phillies, and even very good against a lot of the guys in this Phillies lineup. I actually think it should be a low scoring game, but the Brewers have been hot. Like I said, Burns pitches very well against the Phillies, so low scoring game. But give me the Brewers plus money here for the best bet today.
Smitty, what do you?
Smart
Oh no,
so far.
Smitty's not in this somehow. How did
Yeah.
Smitty get out of this?
It's a Yankees Mets.
It kind of became a Yankees Mets thing almost like by accident.
It's a lot easier for us to not.
Yeah, we're here. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
I went Mariners -120. I need it bad. They lost the last two to the Twins, but I think Pablo, whatever his name is, fucking sucks
Lopez.
for the Twins. So I'm going Mariners.
All right, so that's where we're going. A lot of those.
Clemmer's such a fucking rat. He did like his one bet here, then he like got all upset and then missed his actual bet that he gives out.
He
to
got
people.
lucky.
Special.
He got very
Sucks.
lucky.
He's an
That's
idiot.
how we play a little shell game.
He's an idiot.
I give the picks in the blog. I give the picks on Pick'em. I give picks here. That's how it works. A little shell game. I don't have anything wrong with that. Colts uniforms. Colts new uniforms stink. They're trying to be fucking BYU.
Yeah, I don't
They
like
are
the.
Bad. They're
just-
called the
it's-
Indiana
I think
Knights.
they're bad.
I don't think anyone goes out in
The
Indiana.
Colts aren't cool enough to do that.
They just don't look like they're not.
No, they're a boring
they're
franchise.
not like the worst.
They're
thing
supposed to
I've
be
ever
boring.
Seen, but they're just
We pull
dumb.
those up.
Just don't do it for me.
It looks like a rip-off BYU.
I don't think the black, like he's wearing the black armband, but like the black helmet doesn't really go with the blue and white.
No.
I mean, like it doesn't flow. Very
I don't know
well.
if they were fucking around, but go to Will Compton.
They should wear a white helmet with that. There's no black on the uniform.
The Seahawks uniforms are elite.
Fire, very fire. The
So
throwbacks.
this is the weird thing. Where do we stand in terms of fans? Because I said fans just love when you bring shit back.
Yeah.
Like old player bobblehead night. You look at Frank. Frank's one of the biggest fans around. All he does is wear throwbacks, right? When you get your season tickets, you look at, hey, when are they retiring Hernandez's number? Or when can I be? Like they love the nostalgia, right? But at some point, so we love those Seahawks things. And everyone now is saying never should have got rid of them. They're elite. They're way better than what they wear. And I do think there's never been a drop-off more than the Seahawks to what the Seahawks are wearing now. Seahawks wearing now is trash. That stuff's horrible. And it was in 06 when they first changed
I think
it.
there's some other sports ones I would say have been worse.
There's some pretty bad ones. Maybe we could tackle that tomorrow on a Friday. But the same fans and the same people, even me like us now, but more so in Seattle, were probably the same people bitching at the time, being like, oh, they're kind of old. When are we going to change it up? I think everybody, like, who's an iconic one that probably got like in St. Louis in those 80s, those Carolina Blues. People at the time were probably like bitching, like, we should change our uniforms. We should get rid of it. So it's weird that in the current time back then, people bitched about it, but now they love it. You know what I mean? It's the same people of like,
everything.
I guess you didn't know what you had.
Look at Barstool. There, everyone looks like, oh, we wish we had old school Barstool. It's like they had phone videos, and then it's like they did one video a month, and it's like if they actually gave it to them, they'd hate it. But it's just nostalgia because they don't have it anymore.
It's just interesting that in that time frame, like they were the same people who were bitching about it now love that they brought it.
I remember being a little kid, like watching old documentaries, like football documentaries, and talk about like those really old the Bucks teams with the creamsicles. I remember like on TV they're like, oh, those like the guys doing like the testimonies, whatever. Oh, those are the worst uniforms I've ever seen. I remember my dad like popping in and be like, oh, I remember those creamsicles.
Yeah,
They were
horrible.
so ugly. Now they're fucking fire.
Right. Yeah. I guess I don't know. Maybe that's the culture of
Pull up Will Compton's tweet, the Titans, because
Yo, I was just gonna say that too. The Oilers, like the baby blue Oilers with the red, are sick.
Yeah, those were saying
Sick.
it might come back.
Like the white numbers, red trim.
Should
So fire.
should franchises have some kind of like
Look at that.
fan
That's a fire
They're
color
elite.
scheme.
They're elite.
Love that color scheme.
The combo
like
that
Ole
no
Miss.
one has pulled off is and only Tennessee women have done it because KB was wearing it and I had that Dodgers hat. I'm sorry, the Tigers hat yesterday. Carolina blue and orange, like no one wears.
What do you mean?
I've always
Think
kinda
of
liked
that
orange.
with orange trim instead of
Yeah,
red.
yeah.
No one does it. Just
They
nobody
do
does
with
it.
Royal blue, like the Gators. They do
Or
it with royal blue.
Carolina blue. I know everybody does royal blue and orange. Mets, yeah,
Of
Knicks.
course, yeah.
Carolina blue and orange is a rare combo that I feel like nobody has the guts to pull off.
The Carolina blue by itself is just so pretty.
It's so sick, but
So
certain
pretty.
colors pop on it, and orange could pop on it.
I don't hate it. I don't hate the combo.
Do you think fans should have, or franchises should have, some kind of like fan liaison or common sense department in terms of
100.
uniforms? Like, and I get why you do it. You have to change the uniforms because a new generation, you sell the stuff. But just bringing them back, like the Eagle, like what took so long for the Eagles to bring back those Kelly Greens? You know, and I think in the same time frame, Smitty, people are probably complaining about those Kelly Greens. But it's such a tease,
well,
too. The Seahawks are wearing these for one game. Like, where the fuck is the sense of that?
The Eagles Kelly Green, apparently it was a passion project from Jeffrey Lurie's ex-wife
Got
to
it.
change them to the midnight green. I don't hate the midnight green, just the Kelly Greens are like
Iconic.
better. Yeah.
People don't like change, and then like after a year, like it's like when the Commanders put the football teams like, oh, that's the worst name, that's funny, and now it's like, oh, people kind of want it back. Like that's just no one. Your first reaction thing is usually like that sucks. Usually, for some people.
Oh, the Washington football team was so bad that was iconic.
But
Like that was good.
What's
was
weird
amazing.
is,
And it should be that.
Yes.
I guess I didn't, like, growing up, I wouldn't consider the Seahawks being a top-tier uniform
No.
as a kid. But I guess you grow appreciation of, hey, they can get worse. And some of the shit that they roll out,
What's
like,
your favorite uniform in football?
ever,
And now.
I do think those Oilers are fucking elite. I liked the Titans. I like the Rams that they've gone back to with the yellow.
49ers is just so.
That's just classic boring. Like, I like the Steelers, and the Bears is classic
the Steelers.
boring.
There is one logo I refuse. If anyone ever tries to say it is a cool, sick logo and like be like, oh, they should wear these. The Brewers logo and uniforms from like the 90s are like the worst uniforms I've ever seen.
Which one? The
I would say
green
which
and
one?
blue when they went green and blue with the MB?
weird MB. That's the worst. That's the worst uniform I've ever
You
seen.
don't like the glove?
I like
No, the glove is
I
good.
like
I like
the glove.
that.
The glove
Now-
is good.
It's also a glove, but you know it says MB on there as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
I didn't figure
Yellow
that out.
doesn't
Little webs
play in my book, like at all.
Who's?
Unless it's the Pirates, yellow and black, or Steelers.
I know it's kind of like
Well,
the easy
it's
answer.
interesting. Pittsburgh went all the same. See, that hat's pretty cool, though.
No.
Nah, I don't like the hat.
Yeah, the glove is so much
The hat
better.
looks like a minor league. Like
Yeah, I kind of agree.
With the green, they had a green peak. My brother got that one year for Christmas. That was pretty sick.
I will not be gaslit into thinking that is a cool uniform.
No, it's not.
I like
Well,
the,
I feel like baseball teams don't change. Maybe as a kid, we're talking about old stuff with the magazines and the mail, opening your mail. East Bay used to open it every year so you could see which team changed their hat. And it felt like a lot of teams changed their hats more than nobody changes their hats now.
I might be a little biased here, but I think my favorite all-time uniform is the Phillies powder blue. Like those jerseys and the maroon P, like they're retro.
Powder blues are just
Yeah,
good. They're-
The
they
maroons were
always
bad.
been.
I don't like your maroons.
Yeah,
No one's gonna
Booze,
be
you're
mad
not
at
you're obviously not old enough to remember this, but I remember when they changed in '92. People loved the change, and now like they brought back the powder blue. So like, oh shit, that's just sick.
Yeah.
But at the time, like going
That
to that
maroon
classic '93,
That
like
maroon is
cursive.
almost like brown, though, Smitty. That's a tough thing to pull off. All those powder blues, I think, are sick, though.
I think
I
the
would
only
love the Mets to do a fucking powder blue. I know they've never done it. Throw a Mets fake throwback powder blue.
Chargers is still the best one.
Again, that would be powder blue and orange.
But I'm saying with the lightning bolt, it just.
Oh
Danny
yes,
and Thomas.
that's elite. I
just-
fucked
it's,
that up.
It's like I think it's the easy answer.
I
It's
fucked
like,
that up.
It's
That's an
almost
easy
chalk. I
answer.
hate saying
I fucked
it,
that
but
up.
that's my
Chargers.
favorite. It's
So
my
when
favorite
it's that
jersey.
good, it's that good.
Yeah,
It's not even
best.
I fucked that up.
I don't
Chargers is
think
elite.
I'm not. I know Big Ed's not gonna like this, but I'm not a big like red. I know I said 49ers, but like, just all red uniform is never good to me.
What do you, just the red jersey?
Yeah, red jersey doesn't really.
See, I don't like that the Giants road jerseys when we go with the white. The one I think
White with
we
the
wore
red
them in the
trim?
Super Bowl.
White
The white with the red trim is
No, the
bad.
throwbacks are way better.
The
With
white and the
blue
red trim might be
that
one of
says,
the
like,
ugliest
Giants.
jerseys
Bad.
there is.
And
No,
if
they're like
gray
color
pants?
rush whites that are
Pull
like
that
the
up.
90s, like 80s, 90s whites.
Pull up
Those
Eli
are
in the Super
fire.
Bowl.
Those are fire. The white
Eli in the
red
Super
trim,
Bowl is
though,
bad.
is really.
No,
bad.
I don't mind I agree the old ones are better, but I've gotten used to the one with the red trim. I don't hate it.
I don't know. I don't
Aiden
like that.
Aiden Coles has a great point. The Marlins Florida teal.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
What
Yes.
happened? Can I ask this
That's
question?
unanimously the
Big
But
best.
at the time,
What
it
happened to
wasn't like
vest? That's
unanimously.
bad jersey. That's a
It's not
bad.
that bad.
That's
It's
the thing,
fine.
though. Those like people like
Can you ever
are
defend your
begging
own
for the
shield?
Oriole
Yeah, I can't.
bird
It's a
back.
bad jersey.
You
The
guys
Oriole
be
bird
shitting on the
sucks.
You
Knicks.
just said that the white and red is not that good.
I said I know. I said the other one's better.
Yeah, it's
I wouldn't say that's bad.
whatever. What happened to the vests?
We won
Why
2
can't we
Super
go back
Bowls
to
in those.
vests?
Did
in
you see that
baseball?
it was the Yankees the first time they've been swept since the vest era by the
really?
Angels?
What the
Yeah.
fuck? What was that for?
there's nothing more clean than like Randy Johnson
fuck was
in the
that
vest
for, you
that
know?
in that
It was a
D-backs
fun- it was a
jersey.
fun
Those are
stat.
sick.
We were talking jerseys, having a good time.
We were
Just-
talking
I
vests.
didn't think that stat was fun at all. I don't
We're
think
talking
I'll be
vests.
honest.
shot.
And Marty, as a former ball player, I'm surprised the vest didn't stay just from being more comfortable.
The Rockies had it for the.
Hey, hold on.
There's the only one that still wears it sometimes, right?
Really?
Because
No,
I-
the Reds wear it still.
only reason why I'm saying that because Freeland sent me his jersey and it's the vest.
I think they
Why
did
is
it on
Kyle,
like a
why is
retro
Kyle
night.
Freeland sending you a jersey?
I probably
Now,
have.
when you frame that, did you put
No,
a fake T-shirt in there?
I want to
You're
know
an
the
idiot.
scenario in which
Why
Kyle
would I
Freeland
put-
sent
why
you
would
a
I put a
jersey. Are you
t-shirt?
asking for it? Was
Do
it
the
a bet?
vote. I think, Smitty, if Kyle Freeland sent you that jersey and it was just the vest, would you put a fake T-shirt underneath it, or would you frame it just the vest?
But the way he framed it, there's no room for the sleeves.
Yeah.
Like you just see, I've seen it. You just see
You
the
just
back.
see the
You
back.
already sent it to you framed?
I already no. I
Yeah,
No,
I
like
would
like
send
for
it away.
example, if it had sleeves, they'd be like tucked in front, so you wouldn't see them anyway.
I don't think anyone
Like
has.
it's not,
my
it's not like
jerseys
fully
framed.
spread out.
All right, I guess.
Like you just see like the back shoulders,
Yeah.
like the
My
shoulder to
my
shoulder.
jerseys framed are. I'm the only person in the world that probably has these three. It's Terrence Ross Kobe Bryant jersey that he got when they honored Kobe, and then it's Longoria's Giants jersey, and then Freeland.
Kyle Freeland's a
He's
winner.
on
Why
the
are you
back.
asking for these guys' jerseys?
I'm not. They like it was like what Freeland was a bet, and then
Longoria's
Longoria.
Longoria's a big stool.
Longoria, like we just talked, he was like, I sent him merch. He goes, I'll send you a jersey, and then Terrence Ross gave me two as a gift on Walk the Line.
Rest in
These
peace.
people like me. I don't know what to tell you.
Rest in peace to who? Terrence Ross still alive.
Kobe
Oh, Kobe. That makes sense.
I was thinking more of Walk the Line. Bigger
and
loss.
Walk the
That too.
Line. Big, also rest in peace.
That too. Let's go through the picks.
What do you think about Coward saying that
He's an idiot.
Justin Fields?
Well,
is
no.
a YouTube quarterback.
Oh no, Colin Cowherd just said this that the Angels should trade.
Highlights.
How about this? The Angels should trade Ohtani for a ton of draft picks. You can't trade draft picks in MLB. Now that's a total different discussion. I do think you should be able to trade picks because then it depletes the amount of guys that you're putting into your farm system. And I say it all the time. Why should I get who the Yankees consider their top prospects when I can go out and evaluate my own guys as top prospects?
Trading
So that's a totally
The
different
problem is
discussion.
The picks
Cowherd really
picks-
fucked that
the
up.
picks will be valued just so low.
so low.
Even like early picks, I'd value them low.
Yeah, I'm not saying the
But
whole.
your hit rate is so small.
But after a while, it would even out the system in the sense that if the Yankees traded picks 3 years at the deadline or 3 out of 4 years to make
what's-
moves, your system
What's
now.
the reasoning that they don't?
I don't know.
Well, Rico, I think you actually can, not in the draft, but I'm pretty sure you can trade international signing pool money. Like you can lump
Yeah,
that
you
into
Oh yeah,
trades.
yeah, you definitely
Which
do
But
is
you
that.
definitely
something-
can't trade picks.
Yankees do it
Right,
a
but
lot.
international
Yeah,
signing
yeah,
pool
yeah.
money is maybe the most undervalued thing in baseball right now because it's like you can just do that. Go evaluate your own
don't
guys and sign them.
The Yankees have a ton of that.
Of international signing pool money?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure. They always are fucking like Everyone's always talking about that, and I never know exactly what they're talking about, but it seems like they have a lot.
Go through picks. Smitty, what do you got? Where's Megan this week, by the way? Where's Megan today?
No runs first inning already hit. Giants Reds over 9. Got a little Jordan Thompson tennis action, boys and girls. Get on it.
Is Wimbledon still going? That thing goes for 6
Nope.
weeks.
I got
Alcaraz
Phillies.
took it down.
I got the D-backs. Oh, also 1-7. It's a great bet. Blue Jays, White Sox, Orioles, and then I got the Mariners.
Ev.
Yeah, I'm on the Orioles as a big dog today. They're playing high. I'm on the
How do
Tigers.
you not take the Orioles today?
Yeah, I mean, it's like almost a principal play price. The Orioles, I'm on the Tigers money line small favorites over the with the Reds on the mounds were pretty good as of late, and my best spread the Brewers money line, and we got the hit rate coming.
Yeah, well, the hit rate priced. Speaking of common sense, I don't root for the guy, but Steven Matz is just gutless, ballless. He stinks. He's just 0-7. He's starting for the Cardinals today.
Steven Matz is
Steven Matz still starting for the Cardinals. He's 0-7. He's horrific with a 4.86 ERA or 4.62 ERA. He's horrific, and I'll take the D-backs obviously as the kind of the principal play.
You know, Zach Greinke's just. I know winnings and losses for pitchers don't really matter. He's just 1-9. It's just.
I mean, think about how many games the Royals have lost.
Yeah, well, he's still not pitching great, but he's also 6.
That was like Corbin.
Yeah,
Corbin
he's 1-9. Jordan Lyles for the Royals is like, I think he has a win now, but he's like 1-14 to start the year.
That was like Corbin. Corbin last year was just automatic. Remember that, Ev?
He was unreal.
No matter what it was, we were just fading him. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, Patrick Corbin might be comeback player of the year this year.
Crazy.
Just going like 4 games under 500.
Crazy.
He was auto fade and bet the over. He was that bad.
He was really bad.
The Yankees almost gave him $140 million.
Crazy.
We wanted to actually. He basically said no. God.
Yeah, I want to touch on something yesterday. I was in a friend of ours by the name of Johnny Fanta, the little space. I know this doesn't really matter as much, but we kind of fill it as the end. So I'm kind of getting dunked, or I'm definitely getting enemies in terms of the St. John's. I don't want to say hate, but now they're like, oh, you're moving the goalpost, this and that. Like, I just want to clarify again. St. John's had to hire Rick Pitino. Yeah. It 100% made sense. I said I don't think anybody can succeed at St. John's. What I mean was I don't think they're ever going to win a title. And again, for St. John's to succeed, it's just making the second weekend. So, like, can Pitino do that? Yes. But the stuff that I'm saying hasn't changed. The facilities are horrible. He's definitely hit the transfer portal hard this year. They have no one in the class of 2024 committed yet in the top 100 recruits. What?
Because he wasn't there. Like,
he's been there now. We'll see if that changes.
And wait real quick. Today's day and age, you do not need any freshmen.
No, I think a lot of people now are realizing that they much rather have.
Honestly, I think you actually prefer to have what you prefer to have.
Much rather have transfers than
no freshmen.
Yeah. You've seen a guy ball. You know he's good. You know for a fact.
Only people are going to get freshmen always Kentucky's, Duke's, UNC. Those guys are always still going to get them, but they're even going more transfers.
Yeah, and he's definitely in the mix. I know the kid Boogie is in his top 8. St. John's is definitely there. But again, I think he's going to get close to a lot of these top tier recruits. But I don't think they're going to completely commit based on some of the other stuff. Now, NIL could change that. Rapoli, obviously, shout out Body Armor. They're great, and that changes things. But the facilities are really horrible. They're probably only going to play 9 or 10 games at the Garden max because that is a lot of money. And whether Pitino believes it or not, St. John's is still footing that bill. And I do think this, when you talk about a 10-year plan of a program, okay, I got Pitino for 6. But you really went in on a gamble because if he doesn't win one, what's your next plan? Are you guaranteed to have a guy follow in Pitino's position where that St. John's is definitely a top-tier position? Or is it a top-tier position because of Pitino? I think it's chicken and the egg. I think they could get hot for 6 years, make a second weekend, flirt with the Final Four, maybe. I don't think they're ever going to win a title. I think anybody can at St. John's.
But all he has to do is just lift them up.
Yeah, but how – somebody last night was saying to me, St. John's a top-tier program. They have been for 20 years. They made Final Fours. I'm like, dude, they made it in 85. They haven't made the conference semis in fucking 23 years. And, it is hard, though, for St. John's in the Big East because they have to travel every year to that tournament. Wait a second. Where's the Big East played? It's in their fucking building. Like, come on.
You're going.
I mean,
you
how
are
many-
moving the goalposts too much because winning a championship is crazy to say. Where like he's got to win one where they haven't. Or like, has Bob Huggins won one?
No.
What kind of coach is he? He's people call him an elite coach. Like that's why I think if they get.
But he better have major
got to the
success
Sweet
because they only got 6 years of doing this.
St. John's got the Sweet 16
70
this
years
year.
old.
Yeah, but these coaches go for long times now. But they're on the right track also because they were on a really bad track. The last 2 coaches were awful hires.
Nah.
I think that Mullen was one of the worst coaches.
He was bad.
He was
Anderson
bad.
Milwaukee might have been better,
Because
honestly.
you went to his camp and you're friends with his brother does not mean he's good. And second,
A lot of those games were close. Gone either way.
Anderson at least ran like an exciting style of basketball.
yeah.
Well, the
I
other
think
part, that's the part of it, too, that I say all the time, too. Hold your point. Mullen was a savior. Everyone knew Mullen. We lived on Mullen. None of those kids knew who they didn't care. So St. John's. Like,
I think the biggest thing that Patino can do is if he comes out and they win, and when I say win, I'm talking about just like if they made the tournament. That would go such a long way, I think, long
That's
term.
a ginormous season for them.
If they made the
the
tournament
Sweet
this year,
pathetic, though.
but that's what they are. They're
Yeah.
St. John's. They're not fucking like they're not Duke. They're not fucking one of these like blue bloods. They're St. John's.
When did
They're
you
a
get
city
it? Why
school,
do you
like-
think their ceiling is so like?
Just that knowing the facilities.
No,
and,
why do you
and
think it's
knowing
so
the
high?
league
Like, why
and
do you
got
think-
my friends that considered St. John's never went there. They haven't got. Look at some of the talent that's left there. Kemba Walker, Danny Green. Those are just 2 to name a few. You look at this year, Ian Jackson from Cardinal Hayes. He's going to Carolina. Choppa is going to Syracuse. Boogie Flant's going somewhere else. All these top tier, like, the city has never been higher. Christ the King has 4 different kids. They're all not like one of them's going to St. John's.
Yeah,
and
some
he's like the
kids
4th on the
don't-
list. Like
A lot of kids.
don't
I think
wanna
about a
go.
city kid. A lot of city kids want to go out like get some grass, like
Yeah, you
go to like
want-
a sick campus. Like
You're always
you don't
going
wanna
to want
just
to
be in the
go to Syracuse and Duke.
Yeah, like you want to go see
I know,
something, like,
and
go
that's
see
the
a new
fact.
area of the
But the
world.
narrative has been that these kids are automatically going to stay at St. John's, and I don't think that's the case.
I think they'd be more inclined to if the facilities
agree
got
with
better and they won. They'd be significantly more inclined.
And I do think it's a little bit of a flaw to rely on the fact that, we'll just hit the transfer portal hard. Well, what's your plan if not a lot of good transfers hit the portal? Or if you don't get it, you know what I mean?
But
Like,
Patino's always he's gonna hit. He's
Yeah.
gonna hammer both.
makes sense, but whatever. I got the
He's gonna
St. John's
dot his
fans.
eyes across his teeth.
I got the St. John's fans coming at me like Grant Wells. Like, they're coming hard. So-
Fun to be. You should be on St. John's.
yeah, we'll.
That's fun.
I know. We'll see.
The Mets game yesterday?
St. John's fans are on Twitter. They all should be like 75.
Oh, they hate me. Good Pick Central Yak up next.